Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl, BeeSparrow, Buzzz Tweet Talk Radio. How y'all doing today? I am blessed because I am amongst the living. All praises to the Most High. If you are within the sound of my voice, I am thankful that you are amongst the living too. Y'all, I woke up to this headline that read, Busta Rhymes turned himself in to the cops after alleged fight with assistants. What is going on with these so-called tethers? Somebody let me know. But in the meantime, in between time, I'm going to go on and fetch my article while you explain to me what's going on with these tethers. Okay. Okay.
What is up, y'all? You're listening to BeeSparrow on Buzzz Tweet Talk Radio.
BeeSparrow, 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 BeeSparrow. Yo, dog, it's BeeSparrow. Like, share, and subscribe. This release is gonna bring it live. Information, world news, current events, the source. Accurate as a fingerprint. A cool sister, a force for the people. Attacking real enemies, strategy that's lethal. There will be no sequel, so get your tickets. A cool place for you to sit back and kick it. Or get evicted. Dialogue to begin to the bottom of it. We can agree to disagree. Hate it or love it. Either way, she's sitting talking like an arrow. Introducing ladies and gentlemen, BeeSparrow.
And so before I continue, I just got to put in my disclaimer for Buzzz Tweet Talk Radio. Okay, the views and opinions expressed on the Buzzz Tweet Talk Radio YouTube channel are those of me, BeeSparrow, the individual speaker, and do not necessarily reflect on the official policy or position of any affiliated organization or sponsors. The content of our discussions is intended for information and entertainment purposes only. Listeners are encouraged to seek professional advice. Information presented on this here channel, we do not guarantee the accuracy, completeness, or usefulness of any information shared. Any reliance you place on such information is strictly at your own risk. By engaging with our content, you acknowledge that you have read this disclaimer or heard this disclaimer and agree to its terms. Thank you for tuning in and being a part of the Buzzz Tweet Talk Radio family. Now, according to TMZ.com, Busta Rhymes is facing multiple assault charges after an alleged altercation with his assistant in New York City. Right? It all went down on January 10th. Busta got into an argument with Dashiell Gables over being on his phone during work hours in the lobby of Gables' condo building. This happened in downtown Brooklyn, according to law enforcement sources. TMZ was told that the dispute soon escalated into violence when Busta slapped in the face. Busta, what it is right now. Sources say that Busta took off running after the alleged assault and Gables called 911. The police and paramedics quickly arrived on the scene, and Gables was rushed to a local hospital to be treated for a reported eye injury. Busta turned himself into the NYPD. He sure did, and was given a desk appearance ticket for misdemeanor assault, attempted assault, and harassment. A DAT, which is a desk appearance ticket, means that the rapper is handed a date to appear in court to address the charges. And of course, Busta Rhymes is not talking. See, This is what I'm trying to tell people. Be careful what you say about the Most High's chosen people. Be careful what you say, how you say it, when you say it, who you say it to. Because in the end, it's not going to be good. I said in the end, it's not going to be good for you.
You're listening to Buzzz Tweet Radio. Buzz Tweet Tweet.
And so, there you have it. First Fat Joe, and now Busta Rhymes. Two people that spoke out against foundational black Americans. We don't have a culture, according to Busta Rhymes. Black people and Latinos created hip-hop 50-50, according to Fat Joe. But, hey, let's all stay tuned. There's more to come. It's your girl BeeSparrow, Buzzz Tweet Talk Radio. Like, comment, and subscribe, okay? I'll do the same in return. Ask somebody, they'll tell you.
Disconnected.
Okay?
Connected.
All right. Hey, everybody. What's up? It's your girl, BeeSparrow, Buzzz Tweet Talk Radio. How y'all doing? I am blessed. If you are within the sound of my... How you doing? It's your girl, BeeSparrow, Buzzz Tweet Talk Radio. How y'all doing today? I'm doing just fine. I'm thankful to be amongst the living. And if you are within the sound of my voice, I'm thankful to the Most High that you are amongst the living too. Once again, it's time to talk about my favorite detective, my favorite all-time detective. Okay, wait a minute. I'm trying to think if Jethro Gibbs from NCIS is my favorite. Nah, Alex Cross is my favorite. That's what we're talking about, y'all. Alex Cross. We started out with season 1, episode 1, The Hero Complex. Watch Alex Cross. He is tasked with investigating the chilling murder of a Black Lives Matter activist. His name was Amir. He was, and that right there, that within itself, that sparked a lot of alarming questions because he had converted into the Muslim religion. The Muslim, how can I say? He became a Muslim. He converted into Muslim. And another thing that stuck out, and especially to Alex Cross, my favorite detective, was what Amir had eaten before he was found unalive. And that was pork. There was some pork found in his stomach. And that's when Alex Cross knew that something was wrong because Amir did not eat pork. And, and that's kind of my summary without telling too much. I realized in the past video that I tried to record, I told a little bit too much. So maybe that's why my mic wasn't working that good in that audio. But I did talk about the scarf that Maria had on. Maria was Alex's wife who was unalived. They were on the wharf in Washington, D.C., watching a Commanders game. Alex, his wife Maria, his best friend John Sampson, and his dates. The ladies got up to excuse themselves to go to the restrooms, right? Gunshots rang out. By the time John and Alex got to them, Maria was on the ground, bleeding out. She ended up bleeding out in Alex's arm. Now, when Maria got up from the table that they were sitting at, she had on a commander's scarf. She had on a commander's scarf. But when she was on the ground, that scarf was not, the scarf was not there. And without going, who took the scarf? And nobody saw it. I guess everybody was busy hitting the deck when the gunshots rang out, that no one saw who took the scarf. I think in episode, I think we meet El Monterio, who is Alex Cross's love interest. I like her. Played by Samantha Walkins. I think that's her name. I could be wrong, a little off with the last name, but I like the two of them together. The energy is nice. And that takes me to episode 2. They're still trying to figure out what happened to Emir Goodspeed. Everyone is talking about it across the city, Washington, D.C. Everybody want to know what happened, who did it, how, and all of that good stuff. But in the midst of all of this, Alex is kind of having a hard time with the loss of his wife. It's been a few months. It's been a couple of months, but he's, in the meantime, investigating this murder of Emir Godspeed. If y'all just tuning in, we're talking about Alex Cross, the Cross series on Prime Video with Aldous Hodge and Aldous Hodge being Alex Cross and John Sampson, played by Isaiah Mustafa. So Emir had left a message, had called somehow got a hold of his phone and called Tavio. Tavio didn't answer the phone, but Emir left a message telling him something happened, something is happening, something is about to happen to him. Come get me, man. Come pick me up. He was scared and he was trying to tell Tavio to come and get him. Tavio didn't answer the phone. Tavio ends up getting unalived too. And the girlfriend ended up taking his phone off the body, out of his pocket. Noticed it while they were watching video footage. He noticed that she took the phone. So now everyone is looking for her, right? Everyone is looking for her. In the meantime, Ed Ramsey, our protagonist of the show, however you want to say it, he is putting together his next victim. He's about to start working on his next victim. And these are the kind of people that Alex Cross deal with, whether you're reading a book, watching a movie, watching a series. He is a forensic scientist, what can I call him? A detective. He's I don't know what else. He's just everything. One of my favorite, favorite, favorite detectives. One of my favorite detectives. If not my favorite. Oh, Jethro Gibbs from NCIS, you right up there with him. Episode 3 is where we are now. By now, Alex has suspected that Ed Ramsey is their serial killer. No one believes him. No one believes him. Ed Ramsey's nice looking, rich, he's smart, he's funny, he's charming. And so, of course, no one believes Alex. Alex seeks a search warrant to search some property belonging to Ed Ramsey, but the judge initially denied his request. He said there was no evidence, insufficient evidence. But after a while, he did some reconsidering. He reconsidered, and eventually the judge grants Alex the warrant. And the victim, that Ed Ramsey, in the meantime, wakes up. She wakes up not knowing where she was, didn't know what was going on. And she was very afraid, y'all. I'm telling y'all. Oh. So, Alex thought that he had a suspect and raided a home connected to Emir's murder. But the suspect somehow escaped. However, he does leave behind a uniquely incriminating piece of evidence that narrows the list of suspects to exclude from the group within DC's elite. And that's where we are. We're going to talk about DC's elite in the next episode, where we'll be reviewing episode 4, and it's called Mask. I'm BeeSparrow, Buzzz Tweet Talk Radio. Y'all, holla at y'all girl, okay? Well, all right. Hey everybody, good morning. What's up? It's your girl BeeSparrow, Buzzz Tweet Talk Radio. How y'all doing today? I am thankful to be amongst the living, thankful that the Most High saw fit to wake me up this morning. And if you are within the sound of my voice, I am thankful that He woke you up this morning too. Hallelujah. All praises to the Most High. Now, in the previous Kenzie is a transgender woman, which means that she is really a he, a transgender man. He's a he. It's so confusing. But he was born a male who's transitioned into a woman, and he plays with the Vancouver. I'm trying to think of the name. The Vancouver Island University basketball team. Vancouver Island University basketball team, right? I, for one, am against men playing in women's sports. If you were born a male, you will always be a male, in my opinion, no matter how much you try to change yourself. That's my opinion. I have a right to that, just as much as you have a right to believe that you are a woman. But anyway, I have another article that says that they are protesting or boycotting against teams that they say harass their transgender teammate. Again, the Vancouver Island University basketball team, they are boycotting teams that they say harass their transgender teammates. Two teams specifically, but y'all know I have to go fetch my article and put this disclaimer up. If you know, you know.
BeeSparrow, 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 BeeSparrow. Yo, dog, it's BeeSparrow. Like, share, and subscribe. This belief is gonna bring it live. Information, world news, current events, the source. Accurate as a fingerprint. Cool sister, a force for the people, attacking real enemies, strategy that's lethal, kick it, or be fiction, dialogue to begin to the bottom of it, we can agree to disagree, hate it or love it, either way she's sitting and talking like an arrow, introducing ladies and gentlemen, BeeSparrow.
Buzzz Tweet Talk Radio do not own copyright for this copyrighted material, but under Section 107 United States Copyright Office, Copyright Act 1976, this video, the music and content it contains is for education and or entertainment purposes only. Once again, we're talking about transgender women who are naturally or who are born men. Transgender women playing in women's sports. I am against it. I don't like it. It's not fair. Women have fought so long to have their own, only to have men believing that they are women to infiltrate all the work that they've put in to have their own. The article says, while several college teams boycott games involving trans athletes, Vancouver Island University stands up for the safety of Harriet McKenzie. The opposing school denied any wrongdoing. The issue of college sports teams refusing to play a game involving a transgender athlete has crossed the border into Canada. But as it did so, there was a twist. The team refusing to play was doing so in order to protect the trans athlete on their squad. See, this is what I don't like about those people. They'll take your fight and make it their own. Like, I remember when they started saying that being gay is the new black. Being gay is the new black. Can you believe that? Black people were outraged. I was outraged. I noticed that they don't say it anymore because you can never compare our fight and our struggle with theirs. You can't. To be gay, whether you were born gay can be argued. I was born black. That cannot be argued. As you can see clearly, my skin is brown. And brown people in the United States of this here America are considered black. The article says every player on the Vancouver Island University women's basketball team signed a letter declaring that they would not play 2 upcoming games at Columbia Bible College this weekend due to the way Columbia treated their trans teammate during the matchup in October. Columbia Bible College should be thankful. They should be thankful. It should be the other way around. Columbia Bible College should not play against the team that has a transgender person on it. They should not. The article says Vancouver Island's roster includes forward Harriet McKenzie, who identifies as transgender. Both schools compete in Canada's Pacific Western Athletic Association, PacWest. As reporter Cleve Deanshaw reported in the Times Colonist, the conference allows transgender athletes to compete if they are in compliance with the Canadian anti-doping program, which restricts testosterone below a certain level. It doesn't restrict testosterone in full, but it restricts testosterone below a certain level. So we're going to get y'all in there somehow, some way. Following a game between the two schools on October 25th, McKenzie accused Columbia Bible College coach Taylor Claggett of directing a tirade at a Vancouver Island staffer to the effect that McKenzie should be banned from competing against cisgender women. I absolutely hate that. Cisgender women. Let's just say against women. A Vancouver Island staffer to the effect McKenzie should be banned from competing against women. The Canadian Press's Gemma Karsten Smith later reported that a social media account connected to Claggett posted anti-trans screeds after the incident. Now that's a new word, screed. Anti-trans screed. One day later, the two schools played again. During that contest, McKenzie alleged that Columbia players physically targeted her throughout the game and provided video of a Columbia opponent shoving her to the ground away from the ball as evidence. That's part of the game, sweetheart, baby boy. And if you don't know, now you know. Following the tumultuous 2 games, Columbia Bible School issued a statement in support of Claggett, asserting that he was speaking out for the safety of our players like any good coach would do. No, I'm sorry, let me go back. Following the tumultuous 2 games, Columbia Bible School issued a statement in support of Claggett, asserting that she was speaking out for the safety of our players like any coach would, like any good coach would. So the coach for the other school was speaking out against Harriet McKenzie being a man playing with her or against her women's team. And that's understandable. The school also told Fox News Digital that CBC stands for Safe Play for All. Accusations that CBC, its coaches, players, and fans are a safety threat are simply untrue and misinformed. Columbia Bible School, Columbia Bible College stands for Safe Play for All. For all. So let me read this again because this is kind of confusing. Following the tumultuous 2 games, Columbia Bible School, which is the school that they say is harassing McKenzie, they issued a statement in support of their coach, Claggett. They are in support of Claggett, asserting that she was speaking out for the safety of our players like any good coach would do. The school also told Fox News Digital that Columbia Bible College stands for Safe Play for All. Accusations that CBC, its coach, players, and fans are a safety threat are simply untrue and misinformed. For her part, McKenzie filed a complaint with PacWest, but that apparently led nowhere. As the Vancouver Island players addressed the conference in their letter by doing nothing, by saying nothing, by issuing no suspensions, no sanctions, your message is clear. You think what happened was okay. No, they think that what happens in basketball games, period. Not because you are a transgender person, which I don't believe you should be there anyway. You shouldn't be there anyway. It goes on to say, we need you to know that we are not okay with what happened. We don't feel safe playing at CBC or with that team so long as Coach Claggett is still free to behave the way she did. Your inaction isn't just disappointing, it has made us in the game less safe. But you have a man playing on your team. But you feel less safe. Make it make sense, y'all. Make it make sense to me. The Vancouver Island Mariners are ranked 5th in the Canadian College Athletic Association and are 11-1 on the season. Their letter alleged that instead of providing a plan for their security, players were told that if some of them felt unsafe playing at Columbia, they should simply not attend those games. Vancouver Island administration is standing behind their team and petitioning PacWest to postpone their games at Columbia instead of declaring them forfeits. In the current college sports environment, Vancouver Island sports of McKenzie and concerns about her safety stand in stark contrast to numerous NCAA boycotts against San Jose State volleyball due to rumors about one of their players being transgender, as well as the anti-trans rhetoric and threats those boycotts inspire. It's your girl, BeeSparrow. Let me know what y'all think. Should transgender women be playing in women's sports? Do transgender men play in men's sports? Holla at y'all, girl. BuzzzTweet Talk Radio. All right? Well, all right. It's a historic day, but apart from that,
Am I supposed to hear you?
no.
Oh.
Winter storm slams 27 states as heavy snow, crippling ice create travel chaos across the nation, y'all. Power outages. January 6, 2025, and it's a historic day because it is Insurrection Day.
No, it's historic day because it's my mama's birthday.
Happy birthday, Mom. But it is also Insurrection Day.
Yeah.
Did you know where you were on Insurrection Day?
Oh, at the insurrection.
We're going to talk about it, but you know what I got to do.
You gotta fix your art.
I got to fix my article. I said fix. See? I got to fetch.
You can fix me. Article chasing.
Somebody was listening, I guess, watching my video. They had to be watching it because they made comments, stupid comments like, why you got to go fetch your article? Why don't you have it ready before you,
You want me to comment on it?
if you want to.
No. I'm gonna be nice.
She had 2 subscribers. We'll be right back.
I'm gonna be nice.
We'll be right back. She had 2 subscribers, and we'll be right back.
BeeSparrow, 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 BeeSparrow. Yo, dog, it's BeeSparrow. Like, share, and subscribe. This release is gonna bring it live. Information, world news, current events, the source. Accurate as a fingerprint. A cool system. A force for the people, attacking real enemies, strategy that's lethal. There will be no sequels, so get the tickets. A cool place for you to sit back and kick it, or get evicted. Dialogue to begin to the bottom of it. We can agree to disagree, hate it or love it. Either way, she's sitting and talking like an arrow. Introducing ladies BeeSparrow.
Yep, it's your girl BeeSparrow, Buzzz Tweet Talk Radio. I got my hubby right here today with me, y'all. We're going to talk about this resurrection. But first, let me tell y'all to be careful out there because there is snowstorms heading your way. The massive winter storms will slam the East Coast, including the I-95 corridor from Virginia through, or corridor. I'm from North Carolina. We say corridor, or corridor from Virginia to Washington, D.C., and northward to New York City.
I don't think about it.
Oh, I do. And I know some people that do too. Corridor.
Well,
Okay.
I ain't from North Carolina or something.
Well, you grew up here,
Yeah.
so you from here.
I must came after they started saying, they stopped saying corrupt because I ain't never heard.
So, yeah, big old snowstorms on the East Coast, y'all. The first significant winter storm of the year and is endangering a 2,100-mile swath of the U.S. as it slams major cities like Kansas City, St. Louis, and Indianapolis with heavy snow, blizzard conditions, and crippling ice accretions, and have led to power outages and chaos on the roads. Y'all, there's a scripture that says to stay in your abode or something like that. I'm gonna try to find that scripture. I know it's. I'm gonna try to find. Oh, wait a minute. John 14:23. Is that it?
Did somebody find it?
No. John 14:23. What did it say? Let me make sure this is it. I don't even know if this is it, but I'm a fetcher, so this is what I do. I fetch things.
That's why you got to always fetch your stuff. That's why, because he's a fetcher.
Wait, that's not it. What did I do? Did I say? I think I said 14. I hit 15.
Only a professional fetcher can fetch the wrong thing.
So I can't find the scripture right now, but I just bring that up to say stay in the house, y'all. Don't be out here all willy-nilly if you ain't got to be. Don't be all out here willy-nilly if you ain't got to be. It's simple.
That is the question.
Y'all saw the tragic in New Orleans, the tragedy that happened in New Orleans. The man that blew himself in front of the Trump Towers in Las Vegas in the Tesla car.
If you're gonna kill themselves, why you think they ain't gonna kill you?
Y'all just gotta be careful. People are crazy. People are crazy. 4 years since the insurrection of the Capitol on January 6th.
4 years.
Yeah. The United States Capitol building in D.C. was attacked by a mob of supporters of then President Donald Trump in an attempted self-coup 2 months after his defeat in the 2020 presidential election. They sought to keep him in power by preventing a joint session of Congress from counting the Electoral College votes to familiarize the victory of President-elect Joe Biden. I'm sorry, to formalize the victory of President Joe Biden. The attack was ultimately unsuccessful in preventing the certification of the election results, according to the bipartisan House Select Committee that investigated the incident. The attack was the culmination of a 7-part plan by Donald Trump to overturn the election. I remember that day just as clear as day. We were living in the DMV at the time, Oxon Hill, Maryland to be exact, and my husband was working at the Capitol. Can you give us a description of your day that day?
Well, let me first off by saying, you can like me or not after this, I don't care. They shouldn't have been blaming all this on Trump. Trump ain't put no gun in them people's head. Them people was out there at 6 o'clock before the day break in the morning, out there waiting. I mean, a lot of them now. It's normal to see around 9, 10 o'clock, a lot of people out there in that parking lot. Schools and groups, a lot of groups and people just walking through the parking lot. Mm-hmm. But this was before, I had to be to work at 6 o'clock. So, it's like 4:30, 5 o'clock by the time I get there, I like to be there early, Mm-hmm. People was out there then. I walked through there to the parking lot saying out loud too, I just work here, don't bother me, let me get to work and get back home. Them people was out there.
So how was the atmosphere inside the Capitol that day?
It was normal. Everything normal. You knew the people was out there, but it was a normal day. So come my lunch break, which was like what time I go to lunch that day? It was after 1. I goes on my lunch break. I get ready to go out of the building and smoke me a cigarette, but they tell me I can't go out. Mind you, I'm on the Senate side of the Capitol. So what I did, I took the tunnel and walked over to the Dirksen building, which you can take the tunnel from the Capitol and go all the way about 2 blocks down to another building. Mm-hmm. So I walked to the Dirksen building and went outside there to smoke a cigarette. While I'm standing out there smoking a cigarette, the police come say, if you come inside, you better come on. Mm-hmm. So they rushed me back inside. I get back inside. I couldn't go back through the tunnel to get to the Capitol.
And what were you there for again?
What?
Why were you there?
Why was I where?
At the Capitol.
I worked at the Capitol.
What, doing what?
I was a cook at the Capitol.
So you was cooking for the senators and the politicians and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
So when they got me back in the Dirksen building, I found out that they were saying they stormed the Capitol. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, storm the Capitol? So I couldn't go back over to the Capitol. So I went down in the kitchen over there to the Dirksen building, and they was preparing food for the senators because they was trapped in the room that they was in. Mm-hmm. So we took the food over there to them.
Via what, tunnels?
Yeah.
Oh, so y'all went through underground.
Right.
Underground tunnels. Y'all walked?
Yeah. Took the food to them. When we got there, they sitting there under the tables, hugging each other and shaking and,
You remember what y'all served them?
I said finger food, little quick stuff we made up.
So, and I'm thinking about Ashley Babbitt. Ashley Babbitt, she attempted to climb through a shattered window beside a barricade door inside the Capitol into the speaker's lobby, and was throttled when she was shot.
Unalive.
And unalive. She was shot in the left shoulder by United States Capitol Police. Eugene, you say you know Eugene. Eugene used to talk a lot.
Wait, Eugene?
Wasn't that his name?
No.
Oh, what was his name? What was his name? Well, let me see. Was transported to the Washington Hospital Center where she passed away.
Eugene.
It wasn't Eugene. What was his name?
I forgot his name, but it wasn't Eugene. Eugene was the one that was leading The protesters, he was backing up, and the protesters were following him.
Oh, that's Eugene.
That's Eugene.
He was deemed the hero because he led the people away from where
he took them to the left, and they would have went to the right. They would have went right into where the senators was at the time. But they don't have the police name.
You want to find out his name?
If I heard it again, it'll come to me because I feel him every day. And he wasn't an ordinary either. He wore this stuff a special way. So
Michael Berg. That's his name. The shooting was captured on cell phone video. Babbitt later passed away at a hospital in the lawsuit, which was filed in federal court in Southern California. Babbitt's family claimed that she was unarmed and had her hands in the air when she was shot once by Capitol Police. Michael Berg.
He just got promoted. So.
He just got promoted. Wow, that's interesting. So yeah, y'all. That's what happened on the January 6th.
But he did his job though, because that lady was climbing through the window.
Right.
And the door he was standing in front of, the senators was in there.
Oh.
It was that lady and a whole lot of other people trying to knock the door down. And this lady decides she wants to climb through the window. And when she climbed through the window, the lieutenant did what he was trained to do.
Did what he was supposed to do.
That's what he was trained to do. Pulled his gun, told her to stop. She kept right on coming, so he fired.
If Ashley Babbitt had just stayed home, or if she had just not even gone into the Capitol, or even she had just not jumped to the Capitol, she would have lived to see Donald Trump serve 4 more years. I'm just saying. It's your girl BeeSparrow, Buzzz Tweet Talk Radio, Jewel Sparrow. Y'all, holler at the sparrows, okay? Well, okay.
BeeSparrow, 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 BeeSparrow. Yo, dog, it's BeeSparrow. Like, share, and subscribe. This release is gonna bring it live. Information, world news, current events, the source. Accurate as a fingerprint. A cool sister, a force for the people. Attacking real enemies, strategy that's lethal. There will be no sequels, so get the tickets. A cool place for you to sit back and kick it, or be fiction. Dialogue to begin to the bottom of it. We can agree to disagree, hate it or love it. Either way, she's sitting and talking like an arrow. Introducing ladies and gentlemen, BeeSparrow.
It's your girl BeeSparrow, Buzzz Tweet Talk Radio. How y'all doing today? I am doing just fine. I am thankful to be amongst the living. And if you are within the sound of my voice, I'm thankful to the Most High that you are amongst the living too. I'm going to thank you all for sliding by April Showers Network. Yesterday I was on her panel and we did a lot of talking about what did we talk about? Ricky Smiley. Everyone is talking about Ricky Smiley. Well, I'm not in the celebrity news this morning. I'm talking about this white former detective accused of preying on black women. Not praying as in P-R-A-Y-I-N-G, praying to the Lord, but P-R-E-Y-I-N-G as in praying, searching, seeking. You know what I'm saying. He was preying on black women in Kansas. Well, he was found dead right before the trial. We're going to talk about it. But y'all know me. I got to go fetch my article. And for those who know, well, you know.
BeeSparrow, 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 BeeSparrow. BeeSparrow, BeeSparrow. Yo, dog, it's BeeSparrow. Like, share, and subscribe. This release is gonna bring it live. Information, world news, current events, the source. accurate as a fingerprint. A cool sister, a force for the people, a sanity that's lethal. There will be no sequels, forget the ticket. A cool place for you to sit back and kick it, or be evicted. Dialogue to begin to the bottom of it. We can agree to disagree, hate it or love it. Either way, she's sitting and talking like an arrow. Introducing ladies and gentlemen, BeeSparrow.
So y'all got y'all coffee or whatever, because it is early, 9:15 a.m. On this Wednesday, January 8th, we just got past the reunion of the insurrection at the Capitol on January 6th. 4 years? Happened in 2021? 4 years. So a white ex-Kansas police detective accused of sexually assaulting black women and girls and terrorizing those who tried to fight back. He died on Monday from a gunshot wound at his trial, as his trial was set to begin. The Kansas Bureau of Investigation said in a statement that there are no indications of foul play in the death of Roger Golubsky. Police in Golubsky's hometown in Edwardsville, outside of Kansas City, Kansas, found Golubsky, who was 71, unalive on his back porch after an area resident reported hearing a gunshot, authorities said. Law enforcement set up a crime scene outside of Golubsky's home. That's what CBS-affiliated KCTV reported, and I'm reading this article from CBS News. Prosecutors say that for years, female residents of poor neighborhoods in Kansas City, Kansas, feared that if they crossed paths with Golubsky, he'd demand sexual favors and threaten to harm or jail their relatives. Wow, how did he get away with this? How did he get away with this for so long? Wow, we're gonna find out. Let me continue.
What is up, y'all? You're listening to BeeSparrow on Buzzz Tweet Talk Radio.
Golubsky was facing 6 felony counts of violating women's civil rights, but he did not appear in court for the start of jury selection. Prosecutors later confirmed in court that Golubsky had died. His attorney, Christopher Joseph, said that his client was despondent about media coverage. He did not elaborate on what that meant, because I don't understand what it means either. U.S. District Judge Toby Krause dismissed the case against Golubsky at prosecutors' request. Joseph called the death truly unexpected. I don't know the details, he told reporters as he walked away from the courtroom where jury selection had been set to begin. The case has outraged the community and deepened the historical distrust of law enforcement. The prosecution follows earlier reports of similar abuse allegations across the country, where hundreds of officers have lost their badges after allegations of sexual assault, or SA. Golubsky was accused of SAing one woman starting when she was barely a teenager, and another after her sons were arrested. Wow, dude. So he waited until this woman's sons were arrested before he made his move on this lady. About 50 people rallied outside the federal courthouse in freezing temperatures to show their support for women who said they were victimized by Golubsky. They held signs that said, "Justice now." The trial is the latest in a string of lawsuits and criminal allegations that had led the country. Okay, let me start over because the trial is the latest in a string of lawsuits and criminal allegations that has led the country prosecutor's office to begin a $1.7 million effort to re-examine cases Golubsky worked on. During his 35 year on the force. One double murder case Golubsky investigated already has resulted in an exoneration, and an organization run by rapper Jay-Z is suing to obtain police records. Ooh, what does Jay-Z have to do with this? Let me read that again. The trial is the latest in a string of lawsuits and criminal allegations that has led the country or the county prosecutor's office to begin a $1.7 million effort to re-examine cases Golubsky worked on during his 35 years on the force. One double murder case Golubsky investigated already has resulted in an exoneration, and an organization run by rapper Jay-Z is suing to obtain records. Wow. Golubsky had pleaded not guilty, and his attorney said that the allegations were an inspiration for fabrication by his accusers, but prosecutors said that along with the two women whose accounts are the heart of the criminal case, 7 others were going to testify that Golubsky abused or harassed them. Jamaica Hobbs said every time she turned around, she's looking over her shoulders. She filed a separate lawsuit against Golubsky and was not going to be a witness in the trial. Her lawsuit says she was groomed to be one of Golubsky's girls and submitted to sexual advances, fearing that he would bust her for drugs. I'm thinking somebody is after me. I have no peace at all, she says. Wow. If this don't sound like some in the heat of the night bull crap, if this don't sound like some NCIS, if this don't sound like some Law and Order Ice-T got pulled over by the police officer. Anyway, fellow officers once revered Golubsky for his ability to clear cases, and he rose to the rank. He rose to the rank of captain in Kansas City before retiring during 2010, and then working on suburban police force for 6 more years. Worked on a suburban police force for 6 more years. His former partner served as a stint police officer. His former partner served a stint as police officer. Prior to his death, Golubsky had been under house arrest and undergoing kidney dialysis treatments 3 times a week. Joseph said in a statement that some of the allegations against Golubsky are 20 to 30 years old, adding, in public filings, the prosecution has acknowledged that the verdict will turn entirely on the accuser's credibility. But Jim McCloskey, founder of Centurion, a New Jersey nonprofit working to free innocent people, described Golubsky in a court hearing as the dirtiest cop I've ever encountered. Stories about Golubsky remain just whispers in the neighborhoods near Kansas City's former cattle stock yards, partly because of the extreme poverty of a place where some homes are boarded up. One neighborhood where Golubsky worked is part of Kansas's second poorest zip code. So he was taking advantage of poor people. Crime was abundant there, as were drug dealers and prostitutes, said Max Seifert, a former Kansas City police officer who graduated from the police academy with Golubsky in 1975. And Mr. Max, I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong, Seifert, but that's what it looked like to me. Seifert said police misconduct was tolerated in the department. He described how informants and Golubsky's ex-wife complained that Golubsky was soliciting prostitutes. Golubsky was caught having sex with a woman in his office. It's kind of like boys will be boys type of thing. Kind of like a boys will be boys type of thing, said Seifert, who was forced into early retirement for refusing to conceal a motorist beating by a federal agent in 2003. So he was forced to retire after he wouldn't shut up about a motorist beating by a motorist being beat by a federal agent. He refused to be quiet, and so he was forced into early retirement. McCloskey said in an interview that Golubsky had women at his mercy. The inquiry into Gillespie stems from the case of Lamonte McIntyre, who started writing to McCloskey's nonprofits nearly 2 years ago. McIntyre was just 17 in 94 when he was arrested and charged in connection with a double homicide within hours of the crimes. He had an alibi. No physical evidence linked him to the killings, and an eyewitness believed the killing was an underling of a local drug dealer. Gillespie and the dealer have since been charged in a separate federal case of running a violent sex trafficking operation. Oh, that's popular these days, sex trafficking. The eyewitness only testified that McIntyre was the killer after Golubsky and a now disbarred attorney threatened to take their children away. She threatened to take her children away. She alleged in the lawsuit, I will spend the rest of my life being happy. I want to spend the rest of my life being happy, McIntyre told CBS News in 2018 after being released from prison. I don't want to be bitter. That's taken away from me. I don't want to have any more time to give. McIntyre's mother said in 2014, in a 2014 affidavit, that she wonders whether her refusal to grant regular sexual favors to Gillespie prompted her to retaliate against her son, prompted him to retaliate. There is plenty more on this article. I'm going to have to do a part 2, so stay tuned for that. I'm BeeSparrow, Buzzz Tweet Talk Radio. We're going to come back and talk about Mr. What's his name? Later on today, I'm going to do another video on Roger Golubsky, an ex-Kansas police detective accused of SAing black women and girls and terrorizing those who try to fight back. Well, he was found unalive with gunshots wounds. Somebody got to him. We're going to find out what the rest of this article says later on. This is part 1. But me, I'm BeeSparrow. And y'all, when y'all get a chance, do me a favor and holler at your girl. Okay? Well, okay.
BeeSparrow, 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 BeeSparrow. Yo, dog, it's BeeSparrow. Like, share, and subscribe. This release is gonna bring it live. Information, world news, current events, the source. Accurate as a fingerprint. A cool sister, a force for the people. Attacking real enemies, strategy that's lethal. There will be no sequels, so get your tickets. A cool place for you to sit back and kick it, or be fiction. Dialogue to begin to the bottom of it. We can agree to disagree, hate it or love it. Either way, she's sitting and talking like an arrow. Introducing ladies and gentlemen, BeeSparrow.
There are a lot of articles in the news about police officers, police chiefs who prayed or who praise, not P-R-A-Y, to the Lord, but P-R-E-Y, as in stalking, watching, looking, seeking, on teen girls. There's one in Texas that I want to talk about, but this video is about Roger Golubsky. part 2. We're going to talk about it, but y'all know I got to go and fetch my article, so I'll be right back, okay? Well, all right.
BeeSparrow, 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 BeeSparrow. Yo, dog, it's BeeSparrow. Like, share, and subscribe. This release is gonna bring it live. Information, world news, current events, the source. Accurate as a fingerprint. A cool sister, a force for the people. Attacking real enemies, strategy that's lethal. There will be no sequels, so get the tickets. A cool place for you to sit back and kick it. We'll be fiction. Dialogue till we get to the bottom of it. We can agree to disagree. Hate it or love it. Either way, she's sitting talking like an arrow. Introducing ladies and gentlemen, BeeSparrow.
We have to protect our children because they are really being preyed upon. We talked about the Kansas City police chief that preyed on poor black women who was later found unalived days before his trial. A Kansas City Police Department detective and 3 other people are facing life in prison after a federal grand jury indicted them on charges of conspiring to hold young women in a condition of involuntary sexual servitude. Among other crimes, sexual Buzzz Tweet Talk Radio do not own copyright for this copyrighted material, but under Section 107 United States Copyright Office, Copyright Act 1976, this video, the music and content it contains is for education and or entertainment purposes only.
All right, I know people have been sitting there, but I gotta bring this queen up here. BeeSparrow. BeeSparrow. I was keeping my eye on that sparrow sitting over there with me. Come on in. What's up, BeeSparrow?
Figure it out. Found it out. Prosecutors allege former Detective Roger Golubsky, Cecil Brooks, Lamarck Robeson, and Richard Robinson were all involved in the criminal activities, which lasted from 1996 to 1998, according to an announcement of the grand jury indictment by the Department of Justice. Brooks allegedly provided a location at an apartment building in Kansas City where young women were being held. Brooks, Roberson, and Robinson all allegedly used physical beatings, sexual assault, and threats to compel the young women to provide sexual services to men. Services to men. The detective, Golubsky, now 69, allegedly accepted money from Brooks, provided protection from law enforcement, and forcibly aped a young woman whose identity was not concealed. Apparently this article was written before Golubsky was found unalive. All 4 men are charged with conspiracy to hold the women in a condition of involuntary sexual servitude. The second count charges Brooks, Robinson, and Roberson with holding a young woman in a condition of involuntary servitude and forcing her to provide sexual services to Roberson. The third count charged Brooks, Roberson, and Golubsky with holding a different young woman in a condition of involuntary servitude, forcing her to provide sexual services to adult men, including the 3 of them. What in the world is going on? What in the heat of the night is going on?
BeeSparrow, 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 BeeSparrow. Yo, dog, it's BeeSparrow. Like, share, and subscribe. This release is gonna bring it live. Information, world news, current events, the source. Accurate as a fingerprint. A cool sister, a force for the people. Attacking real enemies, strategy that's lethal. There will be no sequels, so get your tickets. A cool place for you to sit back and kick it, or get evicted. Dialogue to begin to the bottom of it. We can agree to disagree, hate it or love it. Either way, she's sitting talking like an arrow. Introducing, ladies and gentlemen, BeeSparrow.
Each of the four men faces a maximum sentence of life in prison if convicted. Gillespie, the detective, has also been previously charged with civil rights violations for allegedly acting under color of law to commit aggravated assault, aggravated actual say assaults between 1998 and 2001. He also faces a maximum sentence of life in prison on those charges, according to a September announcement of the indictment against him. Gillespie has pleaded not guilty to these charges. Gillespie, who retired from the Kansas City Police Department in 2010, was connected to the wrongful imprisonment of Lamonte McIntyre in 1994. At the time of his arrest, McIntyre was 17 years old. McIntyre's mother said in that affidavit that Gillespie had coerced her into sexual acts and harassed her before her son was convicted based on contradictory and coerced testimony and no physical evidence. McIntyre served 23 years in prison before being exonerated and released in October of 2017. Gillespie has denied any wrongdoing in this case. And as I mentioned before, Roger Gillespie was found unalived days before his trial. He had been on house arrest as he was receiving regular dialysis treatment and faced up to life in prison if he were convicted. Christopher Joseph, who is Gillespie's lawyer, told a judge when his client failed to show up in court that he had been despondent over the media attention in his case. The Kansas City Police Department has come under scrutiny over allegations of corruption and civil rights violations. In recent years, activists have called for a broader federal investigation, particularly in light of the alleged abuses for decades under Gillespie. Outside of the courthouse, before it was known that Gillespie had died, demonstrators gathered demanding justice. After learning of his death, Cheryl Pilots, a lawyer for a man who was wrongfully convicted in 1994 in a 1994 double murder case linked to Gillespie, told reporters that a full investigation is warranted into what happened. A federal prosecutor in February, of last year, of 2024, has asked a judge to revoke his pre-trial house arrest privilege after he was accused of violating terms by going out to lunch without approval. The judge declined to do so. So the link to Jay-Z and this man is Jay-Z's Team Rock, the social justice arm of his Rock Nation Entertainment Company, filed a lawsuit accusing Kansas City of violating public records laws by failing to produce law enforcement records related to claims of police abuse and misconduct. Team Rock Managing Director Dana Diaz said the trial would have been meaningful accountability, and Gillespie's accusers and the community must continue to be heard. The truth was always going to be revealed in court, but today's development is certainly a tragic ending to a devastating story for a local community that still deserves answers and healings. I still don't understand how Jay-Z and Rock Nation is linked to Roger Gillespie. So that only means that I have to do more research. And I will bring that to you guys as soon as I get it. It's your girl, BeeSparrow, Buzzz Tweet Talk Radio. Yo, do me a favor when y'all get the chance and holler at your girl. Okay? Well, okay.
I can tell tell that they all scared of revolution. They ain't even trying to find out a resolution. I'm talking heal the body, free the mind, evolution. They don't really understand, man, they never do it. They acting all stupid.
What is up, y'all? You're listening to BeeSparrow on Buzzz Tweet Talk Radio.
BuzzTweet Talk Radio do not own copyright for this copyrighted material, but under Section 107 United States Copyright Office, Copyright Act 1976, this video, the music and content it contains is for education and or entertainment purposes only.
All right, I know people have been sitting there, but I gotta bring this queen up here. BeeSparrow. BeeSparrow. I was keeping my eye on that sparrow sitting over there with me. Come on in. What's up, BeeSparrow?
BuzzTweet Talk Radio do not own copyright for this copyrighted material, but under Section 107 United States Copyright Office, Copyright Act 1976, this video, the music and content it contains is for education and or entertainment purposes only.
All right, I know people have been sitting, but I gotta bring this queen up here. BeeSparrow. BeeSparrow. I was keeping my eye on that sparrow sitting over there with me. Come on in. What's up, BeeSparrow?
So, the other day, I did a couple of videos on Roger Golubski. Roger Golubski, who was an ex-police chief that was caught up in a lot of stuff, y'all. He was caught up in a lot of stuff. And somehow, we didn't hear a lot about it. Golubski was an ex-police chief. He investigated murder victims who he personally and closely knew without disclosing their relationship. How he's been accused of receiving oral XA, that's pig Latin, XA, if you know, you know, in his office. How he positioned black women at their most vulnerable moments, including when he was interviewing them as witnesses in murder investigations. And these women are speaking out. The voices, the victims' voices are overwhelmingly women. He wrongfully imprisoned a man, Lamonte McIntyre, for 23 years. But guess what, y'all? I gotta go and fetch my article. I'm gonna do that and I'll be right back, okay? Well, all right.
BeeSparrow, 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 BeeSparrow. Yo, dog, it's BeeSparrow. Like, share, and subscribe. This release is gonna bring it live. Information, world news, current events, the source. Accurate as a fingerprint. A cool system. monster, a force for the people, attacking real enemies, strategy that's lethal. There will be no sequels, so get the tickets. A cool place for you to sit back and kick it, or be evicted. Dialogue till we get to the bottom of it. We can agree to disagree, hate it or love it. Either way, she's sitting talking like an arrow. Introducing ladies and gentlemen, BeeSparrow.
Yeah, we over here talking about Roger Gillespie. Roger Gillespie. He was an ex-police officer or detective who for generations and generations haunted families. You have women coming out who accuse him of aping rape them. Aping rape, if you know, you know. And family members who are haunted by relatives' unsolved murders. And an ex-wife who was plagued by Gillespie's dishonesty. This is some in the heat of the night stuff, y'all. Stuff that you usually see on TV. There's a lady who, the murder of her sister and her cousin, the murders of both her sister and her cousin were unsolved. And alleged misconduct by Gillespie seems to be to blame for both failed investigations. Male police officers held power over black women in Kansas City, Kansas for generations. For generations. As I was reading the article the other day on one of my videos, it had mentioned Jay-Z's rock team. Jay-Z's Team Rock. And I didn't know how Jay-Z was even linked to this situation. This situation that I had no idea about, and I'm sure a lot of people didn't know about. I mean, this was happening in, 2015, 2016, around that time. But Jay-Z's Team Rock vows to continue to fight despite the death of Roger Gillespie. I also told you guys that he was found unalive on his back porch, allegedly with a gunshot wound to the temple. He was a disgraced former detective accused of horrific crimes and abuse of power. Again, he was found with a single fatal gunshot wound just as the first of two federal trials was set to begin. The women he allegedly victimized were robbed of the ability to see him face them in courts. But the fight for justice is not over because it's an effort that extends just beyond his actions. The federal charges for which Roger Gillespie was to face included allegations of ape rape and kidnapping. Daniel Diaz, the managing director of Team Rock, called his early 40 years with the Kansas Police Department a reign of horror. Gillespie's trial was set to begin at the federal courthouse in Topeka. An arrest warrant was issued when he didn't appear. Shortly after, police got a 911 call from someone inside his Edwardsville home and arrived to find him unalive on his back porch, according to the Kansas Bureau of Investigation. The agency said he sustained a fatal gunshot wound and that there are no indications of foul play. It was quite shocking, said Diaz. Sadly, I'm not surprised that something was going to evade the possibility of women being able to finally feel a moment of relief that justice will be served in the courtroom. Team Rock, the justice arm, Jay-Z's Rock Nation, has been working with local and regional organizations attempting to investigate how many people in the department, if any, were complicit to Golubski's alleged crimes. 2 federal indictments and numerous lawsuits combined accused him of ape and rape, or actually say assaulting mostly black women and girls, assisting a XA trafficking operation of runaway girls, and using threats to jail or coerce XA and fabricated testimony, among other things. Now, Jay-Z's Rock Nation, Team Rock, has been working with local and regional organizations attempting to investigate how many people in the department, if any, were complicit to Golubski's alleged crimes. Now, why? Why? Let me not jump to any conclusions. The article says Golubski first came under scrutiny in relation to the conviction of Lamonte McIntyre based on coerced testimony. He spent 23 years in prison for a 1994 double murder and was exonerated in 2017. His mother said Golubski had been actually abusing her, and that Lamonte was arrested after she refused to submit. Team Rock and the Midwest Innocence Project have been trying to get records from the KPD, that's the Kansas City, Kansas Police Department, since 2021. And just last month, filed a lawsuit claiming the police department and the unified government have, quote, stonewalled their efforts to get records that could point to a deeper issue. They want to get to the bottom of how the agency handles complaints and discipline. To the women and families impacted by the actions Golubski was set to face trial for, crimes Diaz called abhorrent and vile, she had a message of support and conviction. I want them to know that the fight isn't over, that we are here with them, said Diaz. We are not going to stop. We know there is a bigger issue here. We are here to support them in their efforts to seek justice and telling their truths. The KBI has not yet called Gillespie's death a suicide, and autopsy. Well, this article is old, so I'm sure by now it has been deemed a suicide. I'm almost sure this article was written or published in December of 2024, but the story is old. So I guess as of December of 2024, they had not ruled it a suicide. But I just find it ironic that Jay-Z's team is involved or investigating this when Jay-Z is going through something similar to this himself. We're going to talk about it. It's your girl, BeeSparrow. Buzzz Tweet Talk Radio. Do me a favor, y'all. Hit the like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. In return, I'll do the same. But before you do that, or after you do that, holla at your girl. BuzzzTweet Talk Radio do not own copyright for this copyrighted material, but under Section 107 United States Copyright Office, Copyright Act 1976, this video, music, and content it contains is for education and or entertainment purposes only.
All right, I know people been sitting there, but I gotta bring this queen up here. BeeSparrow. BeeSparrow. I was keeping my eye on that sparrow sitting over there with me. Come on in. What's up, BeeSparrow?
One thing that y'all probably don't know about me is that I love that Alex Cross series. I love the Alex Cross movie, the books. I've read 2 novels so far from the Alex Cross series, but I love the Alex Cross character. And I just finished the series, the TV series that just came out. I watched it twice, the whole series twice. Thinking about watching it again. I love it just that much. And so I want to talk about it. Let me go and do what I do. And I'll be right back. Okay? Well, okay.
BeeSparrow, 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 BeeSparrow. Yo, dog, it's BeeSparrow. Like, share, and subscribe. This week's gonna bring it live. Information, world news, current events, the source. Accurate as a fingerprint. A cool sister, a force for the people. Attacking real enemies, strategy that's lethal. There will be no sequels, so get the tickets. A cool place for you to sit back and kick it. We'll be fix it. Dialogue till we get to the bottom of it. We can agree to disagree, hate it or love it. Either way, she's sitting and talking like an arrow. Introducing ladies and gentlemen, BeeSparrow.
What is up, y'all? You're listening to BeeSparrow on Buzzz Tweet Talk Radio.
If y'all don't know who Alex Cross is, he's this character written by James Patterson. He's this big hotshot character, detective, forensic scientist out of Washington, D.C. And I cannot remember the name of which Alex Cross novel I read first, whether it was Along Came a Spider or Kiss the Girls. I can't remember. I'm thinking about revisiting those novels too. But I remember when I first realized that the novels was based in D.C., and especially in Southeast D.C. I was living in the D.C. area at the time, and I knew where a lot of those landmarks were that John Patterson had written and talked about in the book. And the way that he described Alex Cross and his best friend, John Sampson, you knew that they were black then. He didn't come out and call them black, but the way he described them, you knew, honey. I'm trying to tell you, you knew. So James Patterson started writing the Alex Cross novels in 1993 with the release of the first book in the series, Along Came a Spider. The Alex Cross series is a collection of over 20 novels that have consistently topped the bestsellers list, and someday I hope to own the whole set and to have read them all. Like I said, I love the Alex Cross character. This Alex Cross series has also been adapted into several movies, including Kiss the Girls, which was played by, Alex Cross was played by Morgan Freeman, and Along Came. So I am doing the, in 2012, the Alex Cross movie came out, and the character was played by Tyler Perry, who happens to be my favorite character, my favorite actor to play the character so far. But now, here in 2024, we have the Cross series on Prime Video starring Aldous Hodge, or Aldous Hodge, however you want to say it. And like I said, I just finished watching the series twice. It's so delicious. I love it. Aldous Hodge, he's wearing off on me playing the Alex Cross character. Now, the one thing I don't like about this whole Alex Cross thing is that they're not connected like the books, the movies, they're not connected. Like, for instance, in the novel, Alex Cross, which I'm reading now, and I think the novel is kind of sort of based off the movie, but that's what I'm reading now. Alex Cross's wife, who's a social worker, she was unalived by a serial apistray. That's pig Latin, y'all. A serial apistray. Think about it. And the reason why she was killed why she was unalived by this person was because he had SA'd one of her clients. Her name is Maria. He had SA'd one of Maria's clients and threatened her not to ever tell or he would do to her what he had done to others. And he showed her pictures, gruesome pictures of what he had done to other people. But she ended up telling Maria anyway. And so that's how, that's what happened to Maria. And where she was unalived at in front of her job, she died in Alex Cross's arms. And I remember in the novel he carrying her all the way, running all the way to the hospital, carrying her all the way to the hospital. Now, in the movie, which Tyler Perry played Alex Cross, they were having dinner, and she was unalived by a sniper. While on the TV series, Alex and Maria were having dinner on the wharf in downtown D.C. watching a Commanders game on the big screen with John Sampson and his date. And the women, when the ladies excused themselves to go to the ladies' room, shots rang out. By the time John and Alex got to them, Maria was bleeding out. And she also died in Alex's arms in the series. I love the series, and I really do encourage y'all to go and see it. Right now, episode 1, called The Hero Complex. Alex Cross is tasked with investigating the chilling murder of a Black Lives Matter activist. His name was Amir Godspeed. He was found seated in his car with his head shaved, and the scene raises alarming questions. Alex became very alarmed. While initial police speculation points to a drug overdose, feeding the defunded police animosity, the autopsy reveals far more sinister truth. After going into detail over what Amir has eaten, which curiously includes pork, despite him being a Muslim. He's a Muslim convert, actually. So Alex is convinced that Amir was murdered. When he presents his finding to the chief of police, highlighting evidence of the drugs and the peculiar choice of food and other discrepancies, he theorized that Amir was force-fed the pork before being unalive. This draws Alex into a case fraught with complexity and intrigue, and I'm telling y'all, I was there for it. I was on the edge of my seat. When I first saw episode 1, I couldn't wait to see episode 2, and I was so glad that it was on Prime, where I didn't have to wait a whole week to see the next episode. I'm so ready for season 2, you guys. I am so ready for season 2. It's already been promised, so hopefully they're working on season 2 right now as we speak.
You're listening to BeeSparrow on Buzzz Tweet Talk Radio.
So, if you guys haven't seen the Cross series, or if you haven't seen the movie or read a James Patterson Alex Cross book, man, I would encourage you to do so. And Kiss the Girls, Morgan Freeman played Alex Cross. Ashley Judd played in it. Bill Nunn, who played as John Sampson. Bill Nunn played Radio Raheem in Do the Right Thing with Spike Lee. May he rest in peace. Richard T. Jones played in it. Richard T. Jones, y'all remember, played Slick on the Wood with Omar Epps and all of them. And Tatiana Ali, she played as Janelle Cross, who is Alex Cross's daughter. There's also a character in here called Naomi Cross. Now, I do know that in one of these movies, Kiss the Girl or Lord King Spider, Alex Cross's niece was kidnapped by one of the serial killers. So maybe that's who Naomi Cross is. And I know that in Alone Came a Spider, Morgan Freeman also, I didn't recognize anyone else except for Anna Marie Horsford. She played as Vicky Cross. I don't know what character Vicky Cross was either. So I have a lot of work to do to go back and research all of these movies that I've seen and read. Like I said, I'm rereading Alex Cross, the novel. I'm almost done with that. But if you have not seen the series, please take the time out to go and see it. Get you some popcorn, get you something to drink, sit back, and enjoy. I'm telling you, the show is awesome. It's your girl, BeeSparrow, Buzzz Tweet Talk Radio. Y'all, holla at y'all girl, okay? Well, all right.
BeeSparrow, 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 BeeSparrow. Yo, dog, it's BeeSparrow. Like, share, and subscribe. This release is gonna bring it live. Information, world news, current events, the source. Accurate as a fingerprint. A cool sister, a force for the people. Attack a real enemy, strategy that's lethal. There will be no sequels, so get the ticket. A cool place for you to sit back and kick it, or get evicted. Dialogue till we get to the bottom of it. We can agree to disagree, hate it or love it. Either way, she's sitting talking like an arrow. Introducing ladies and gentlemen, BeeSparrow.
On YouTube, doing reaction videos to episodes. I've already done a reaction to episode 1, and in that video I explained that one thing that I didn't like about the series, the books, and the movies was that they were all disconnected. They weren't connected, and I explained how Alex Cross' wife died differently in all 3 episodes. In each movie, she died differently. I'm not sure about Alone Came the Spider and Kiss the Girls, but in the Alex Cross movie that came out in 2012, starring Tyler Perry, she passed away differently. In the and in the series, the Prime Video series, she passed away differently. Speaking of Prime Video, it has become the top spot for iconic book-to-TV adaptations featuring iconic characters, according to this article on Collider.com. After the success of shows like Bosch, Jack Ryan, and Reacher, it makes perfect sense that their latest adaptation is Cross, an 8-episode series featuring the classic James Patterson character Alex Cross, played by Aldous Hodge. The brilliant detective first appeared back in 1993 with the novel Alone Came a Spider. That book, along with Patterson's 1995 bestseller Kiss the Girls, were adapted into movies with Morgan Freeman starring in the role of Alex Cross. While those films were directly adapted from the books, the new Prime Video series is actually not based on any of Patterson's books, like I mentioned earlier in one of my videos. And I wondered, why did they introduce an original mystery? And the article answered this question for me. It says, in an interview with Collider, Cross creator Ben Watkins said that he was enchanted by Patterson's series and was excited to expand on the existing elements that he was drawn to, especially its clever mysteries, strong villains, and exploration of its lead characters' Washington, D.C. hometown and supporting cast. Watkins does stay true to the core of Alex's origin story and the people around him. Like the books, Alex's life is tragically upended after the loss of his wife, Maria, played by Shantae Schuler-Irving. Alex works for the DC Metro Police alongside childhood best friend John Sampson, Isaiah Mustafa, and is father of two small kids, Janelle, Melody Hurd, and Damon, Caleb Elijah. Now in the book, he has three kids. Elijah, I think his name is Elijah, and Elijah was the youngest. He had two boys and a girl in the book. And I also, in my research, found that James Patterson has started writing books about Elijah, and Elijah became a detective also. I think he was a little boy detective or something, but I have to look into it. Don't quote me on that. And I mentioned in my first video how excited I was to learn when I learned that Alex Cross and John Sampson were black men. Well, I also learned that Hollywood wanted to whitewash Alex Cross, meaning they wanted to make his character white. And James Patterson said, hell to the no, no, no. Well, he didn't say that, but he stood 10 toes down and said no. That would be a disrespect to the character and to the fans. And I agree 110%. Now, this article goes on to explain that ultimately, with Patterson's blessing, Watkins decided to create an original mystery, saying, I felt like that would give me the best chance to make something current and timely and tap into what is actually happening right now in society. Watkins does this in an authentic way, having the characters in the show discuss and argue the nuances, issues of race, socioeconomic differences, and policing. In the first episode, and this might be a spoiler for some, on that day that we see Cross filling out paperwork to take a leave of absence. He was getting ready to leave the force, go on vacation, and take a break. He was writing the paperwork out when he was pulled into a new case. And that case was, like we mentioned before, the Black Lives Matter activist who was found unalived in his car. Emir Godspeed, played by Donovan Brown. Alex's boss, Chief Anderson, played by Jennifer Wigmore, wants to believe that it was either a suicide or an accidental overdose, but Emir's family and community, and eventually Cross, don't buy it. It turns out his instincts are right when it's revealed that Emir was the victim of a serial killer who's obsessed with infamous real-life serial killers, and he's not the only one. This mystery unravels through the course of the season, alongside Alex Jefferson, responsible for Maria's death, which is obviously affecting his work and his personal life. I mentioned in my first video also that Tyler Perry was my favorite actor to play Alex Cross, but I have to admit that Aldis Hodge is wearing me down, y'all. He's wearing me down like Steve Urkel. He's wearing me down. And this article says he brings a fresh take to the iconic character in Cross. In both the books and film adaptations, Alex Cross is a brilliant, charismatic detective and psychologist. Watkins definitely leans into that for Hodge's character, but he also does something really refreshing. It's not always common for tough, kick-ass characters to show their emotions and be vulnerable, but thankfully, Cross does just that. The role allows Hodge to showcase all of his talents, making him a really well-rounded character. There's a great moment in episode 1 when he explains to the woman he's currently dating, Elle, played by Samantha Walks, about his hero's complex, which speaks to who Alex is at his core. He is unable to live with the fact that he wasn't able to protect his wife and wants to do everything he can to save everybody around him, even perhaps to his own detriment. It's easy to root for Hodges' Cross even when he's at his lowest moment, when his anger gets the best of him. As he struggles through his pain, Alex is still a great dad, and Hodge has a very natural chemistry with actors who play his kids. Cross also strikes a nice balance between Alex's personal life and solving the case, something that TV has the luxury of doing over an 8-episode series, and I loved it. I love that I didn't have to wait for a week to see the next episode. Now, the powers that be at Prime Video seem to be very pleased with Cross, considering they renewed the show for a second season before the show's premiere already. While there have been plenty of successful shows that are adapted from books, it does make it difficult to include any twists or surprises that readers of the book won't already see coming. It was a good instinct on Watkins' part to give the show a new mystery that fans of the books or brand new fans will both be able to enjoy. So that's why they decided to do their own mysteries, because people that have read the book will be very familiar with. People that have read the books, they're going to be familiar with what this serial killer did and who, when, where, what, and how, and about. You know, all 8 episodes of Cross are now streaming on Prime Video. I told y'all I done watched it twice. I watched the season twice, and I'm thinking about watching it again. I'm thinking about it. It's your girl, BeeSparrow, Buzzz Tweet Talk Radio, for the scattered till he gather his sons and daughters of the diaspora. Y'all, holla at y'all girl, okay? But alright. BuzzzTweet Talk Radio do not own copyright for this copyrighted material, but under Section 107 United States Copyright Office, Copyright Act 1976, this video, the music and content it contains is for education and or entertainment purposes only.
Alright, I know people been sitting there, but I gotta bring this queen up here. BeeSparrow! BeeSparrow! I was keeping my eye on that sparrow sitting over there with me. Come on in. What's up, BeeSparrow?
seeing Clarissa Shields in the news. She's caught up with that entanglement of Papoose and Remy Ma. I didn't know anything about her until now. Come to find out, she is a boxer. She's kind of fierce. I went and looked at some of her videos. She's fierce. I don't know if Remy Ma wanted to get involved with her, but she has a movie out called The Fire Inside, and it stars the young lady Ryan Destiny that played in the television series Star that was created by Lee Daniels. It starred Queen Latifah. I think Benjamin Bratt played in it, Quincy Brown. And I don't even know the white girl name that played in it, the one that played as Star. I don't know her name, but I know Amaya Scott. I think Amaya Scott is a transgender actress. So, yeah. Yeah. Transgender actor. What should I call it? Transgender actor, right. Okay, you're right. Well, yes, it can, but if it was a woman transgendering to a man, I mean, or if, so yeah. But that'll be for the actor. For the actress, it would be. Anyway, I'm not gonna get caught up in this. Anyway, y'all ain't gonna get me caught up in that mess. According to I'm telling you, ain't gonna get me caught up. Anyway, according to Ellie.com, Ryan Destiny steps into the ring as Clarissa Shields in The Fire Inside, a riveting biopic about the two-time Olympic gold medalist and boxing legend. Directed by Oscar-nominated cinematographer Rachel Morrison from Black Panther, and her directorial debut, and by Jake rise from a young girl growing up in Flint, Michigan, to becoming the only American boxer to win back-to-back gold Olympic medals. The Fire Inside is now playing in theaters as of December 25th, which was yesterday. Yeah, I want to watch it. The film follows Shields' journey from her preteen years to her groundbreaking victories at the 2012 and 2016 Olympic own copyright for this copyrighted material under Section 107 United States Copyright Office, Copyright Act 1976. This video, the music and content it contains is for education and or entertainment purposes only.
All right, I know people have been sitting there, but I gotta bring this queen up here. BeeSparrow. BeeSparrow. I was keeping my eye on that sparrow sitting over there with me. Come on in. What's up, BeeSparrow?
So lately we've been seeing Clarissa Shields in the news. She's caught up with that entanglement of Papoose and Remy Ma. I didn't know anything about her until now. Come to find out she is a boxer. She's kind of fierce. I went and looked at some of her videos. She's fierce. I don't know if Remy Ma wanted to get involved with her, but she has a movie out called The Fire Inside, and it stars the young lady Ryan Destiny that played in the television series Star that was created by Lee Daniels. It starred Queen Latifah. I think Benjamin Bratt played in it, Quincy Brown. And I don't even know the white girl name that played in it, the one that played as Star. I don't know her name, but I know Amaya Scott. I think Amaya Scott is a transgender. So
Transgender act.
yeah.
She act.
Yeah. Transgender actor? What should I call it?
Right.
Transgender actor, right. Okay, you're right.
There can't be no transgender actress.
Well, yes, it can, but if it was a woman transgendering to a man, I mean, or if, so yeah. But that'll be for the actor. For the actress, it would be. Anyway, I'm not gonna get caught up in this. Anyway, y'all ain't gonna get me caught up in that mess. According to Ellie Dog, I'm telling you, ain't gonna get me caught up. Anyway. According to Ellie.com, Ryan Destiny steps into the ring as Clarissa Shields in The Fire Inside, a riveting biopic about the two-time Olympic gold medalist and boxing legend. Directed by Oscar-nominated cinematographer Rachel Morrison from Black Panther and her directorial debut, and written by Barry Jenkins, who also wrote If Beale Street Could Talk. The film chronicles Shields' inspirational rise from a young girl growing up in Flint, Michigan, to becoming the only American boxer to win back-to-back gold Olympic medals. The Fire Inside is now playing in theaters as of December 25th, which was yesterday.
So we gotta watch that.
Yeah, I want to watch it. The film follows Shields' journey from her preteen years to her groundbreaking victories at the 2012 and 2016 Olympic Games. But it also delves into the struggles she faced beyond the ring, fighting against gender disparities in sports, navigating life in Flint's challenging socioeconomic conditions, and questioning whether her achievements were really recognized. Destiny dedicated 10 months to intense boxing training in order to accurately portray Shields in the film. I looked at so many videos of Clarissa on YouTube, and her documentary was really, really helpful, Destiny told Entertainment Weekly. Shields, who was also an executive producer on the film, praised Destiny's performance, saying, "Ryan did a great job. I cry every time I watch the movie." And I don't know why I just got chills right there. That just gave me chills. I don't know. Ryan came into her audition swinging and literally knocked my jaw to the floor, Morrison added. She brought so much humanity and grit and emotion to her performance that she made herself undeniable. And y'all see him getting emotional I love Ryan Destiny. I think she's a great actress, and I was kind of disappointed when off the air. Didn't hear from her anymore, but here she is. I'm so glad to see her. Ryan Tyree Henry stars as Shield's coach, Crutchfield, delivering what the Hollywood Reporter describes as a soulful passion in his performance. Amazon MGM Studios has yet to announce an official streaming date for The Fire Inside. However, it is expected to eventually stream on MGM and Prime Video, as past Amazon MGM Studios films have also landed on the platforms, including American Fiction and Roadhouse. Until then, we're going to all have to head to the local theater to watch the film. I can't wait to see it. I think I'm going to wait for Prime, since I do have Amazon Prime. I'm waiting for it to come out. I'm excited. My husband said he can't wait to see it. I didn't know, as I said before, I didn't know who Clarissa Shields was until Remy Ma and Papoose. So apparently she's dating Papoose, and it's all out in the open now, and they all seem so relieved. So it's your girl BeeSparrow, BuzzzTweet Talk Radio. Let me know what y'all think. Like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, y'all. And don't forget, holla at y'all girl, okay? Well, okay. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BeeSparrow, BuzzzTweet Talk Radio. How y'all doing today? I am doing just fine. I'm thankful to be amongst the living, and if you are within the sound of my voice, I'm thankful that you are amongst the living too. All praises to the Yah. Hey. So I just want to talk a little bit about Fat Joe, because he sure had a lot to say about foundational Black Americans. And since I include myself in that bracket of people, foundational Black American, I just want to put my 2 cents in response to him calling foundational Black Americans broke. Okay, that might be true for some of us. All of us ain't broke, but it might be true for some of us. All right. But I don't think he know who or what foundational Black Americans are. And as I talk to you right now, a notification just popped up on my screen from Tariq Nasheed that said Fat Joe disrespects FBA lineage. So everybody and their mama is talking about this, and especially on YouTube. I talked about it on April Shower's panel this morning because he was being very disrespectful. He was also being disrespectful to Lord Jamar from Brand Nubian. Called him a whack and said that he's the weakest lyricist in Brand Nubian, which I can 100% disagree with, because there are no weak links between the three: Brand Nubian, Grand Poobah, Lord Jamar, and Dottie X. They all are equally as good. Although now Grand Poobah is a tight lyricist, I can say that. But a lot of people, including myself, feel that Fat Joe needs to be canceled. And I want to say that's what y'all forget for, and that's what y'all get for inviting everybody to the cookout. That's exactly right. invited everybody to the cookout. And I also want to know who died and gave Fat Joe the mic. Who died and gave Fat Joe the mic? Because I know it wasn't Big Pun, but let me tell you what I mean by that. Why is he hosting the BET Hip Hop Awards? Why is Fat Joe hosting the BET Hip Hop Awards? That really pissed me off to the point of pissivity. We got Method Man. Hell. What's the name? MC Light? Queen Latifah? There's... Who else? Nas? Y'all couldn't find anyone else to host an event that was hosting hip hop. Y'all went to Fat Joe. I'm gonna need somebody to make this make sense. But before y'all school me on, what's happening, I want to know if Fat Joe knows what foundational Black American is. I don't think he knows that a foundational Black American is a descendant of the Hebrew slave. Some say the African slave. I say the Hebrew slave. A foundational Black American is a descendant of the slave that built this country, known as the United States of this here America. And so, Fat Joe, if it wasn't for these foundational Black Americans that you call broken, that you call a racist hate group, you wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be Fat Joe. I mean, you probably still be fat, but you wouldn't be Fat Joe. You know what I'm saying? It would behoove Fat Joe or anybody to do their research before they decide they want to talk about a foundational Black American. As I said, a foundational Black American is a descendant of the Black people who survived one of the greatest atrocities in recorded history, and that is American slavery. FBAs are the descendants of Black people who built the United States from scratch. But this history did not start in 1619. The history of FBA started almost 100 years earlier. Do your research life, or that did a stream when Kendrick Lamar did his pop-out concert. And I think he did it on Juneteenth. And they had no idea what Juneteenth was. They was getting it mixed up with the massacres, the Tulsa massacres. That's what they was mixing up Juneteenth with. And all they could have easily Googled it on their phone. They didn't even have enough respect for the culture to Google it on their phone. They just went on with what they thought they knew. I think this and that, and I think this. They were mad because Kendrick Lamar did a pop-up concert and no Puerto Ricans were represented. Now Kendrick Lamar got this new GNX CD where he has a mariachi singer opening 3 of his songs, and they excited. Like, this man should not take care of his own people first. That stops today. And it's starting with FBAs. We're taking care of each other. We're listening to each other. And that's just how it is. So the first documented foreign settlers in the New World of North America were the enslaved black people who were ironically brought over by a Spanish colonizer. Ironically. So that's my thing. There's plenty of information on the internet about foundational black Americans. If you don't know who they are and what they represent, it is because of foundational black Americans that the Democratic Party is in such a, what can I say, slouch right now. Foundational black Americans made sure that we did not vote for the Democratic Party. We left the slave plantation, the Democratic slave plantation, we left a long ago. Use non-foundational Americans, non-foundational black Americans. They use them as their shields now. Because original foundational black Americans, we have had enough and we're not taking it. We're standing up for ourselves. It's too bad if you can't take it. It's your girl, BeeSparrow. Buzzz Tweet Talk Radio. Like, comment, and subscribe. Do all of that. But don't forget to holler at your girl. Okay? Well, all right. BuzzTweet Talk Radio do not own copyright for this copyrighted material, but under Section 107 United States Copyright Office, Copyright Act 1976, this video, the music and content it contains is for education and or entertainment purposes only.
All right, I know people have been sitting there, but I gotta bring this queen up here. BeeSparrow. BeeSparrow. Come on here. What's up, Sparrow?
Should I do my love? Neck full of rosaries, prayers all tatted on. Guess I bring this cat along, but this ain't how it's supposed to be. Stay to bed, know you guess my stay prepare you for it. You show a nigga love, like you cake and hate you for it. It used to be love, it was fam, okay. Now these niggas hate, it's just me and the old gang. And I see I've been getting hated on. I'm a back for so long and my name get rated wrong. Well, I hope you feel me more every time that you play this song, cause I get up in your ass just like your favorite thong. I run up with your stash and thrash your favorite bong. Then I throw the magnum on and smash your baby moms. Is it war? Is it beef? Is it street shit? Somebody crazy? Well, maybe it's y'all. Guess I'll lock you in your room and let you play with your doll. Then maybe tomorrow you can play with it more. Don't be thinking that I'm cuckoo, y'all. But which bitch the wish that made the voodoo doll? And scriptures should flip shit, remove it all. Think I'm sick of shit? What should I do, my lord? Don't be thinking that I'm cool. Let me tell you what I do. I run up on them like who's who. Please don't make me shoot you, all make it fool. And I ain't mad, you could've made the shit flyer. The shoes all dust, can you make it with kicks brighter? You know I like money, can you make them the pitch fire? I still love music, can you make them a rich writer? You see he got the stripes that make him a mixed tiger. And hell in that good smoke that make him a bit higher. You trying to get higher, you make him a big lighter. You say you can't do it, that make you a big liar. Nah, you try to see I got it. I'd agree, I'd hate too, cause ain't no one else. It's me, I'm probably the only dog moving. Why the fuck is y'all running? What the fuck is y'all doing? I thought that we was cool, thought that we could spell, yo. I'm trying to smoke this weed, can you bend me at my elbows? Why your man ran? Look at that motherfucker fail, yo. She ain't supposed to be talking, I guess y'all read the spell wrong. Don't be thinking that I'm cuckoo, y'all. But which bitch the wish that made the voodoo doll? This scripture should flip shit, remove it all. Think I'm sick of shit? What should I do, my lord? Don't be thinking that I'm cool. Let me tell you what I do. I run up on them like who's who. Please don't make me shoot